Do you have a PS4? And do you want to play Planetside Arena? Then maybe I've got some bad news for you. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Fabe1 and today we're going to talk a bit more about Planetside Arena. On my previous video about the game, I had some comments about possible PlayStation 4 release, because no such thing has just been announced yet. However, a lot of people are pretty vocal about it, so I wanted to make a video about it and try to combine all facts and all rumors about this game, about this PlayStation 4 release, just so you know what's going on right now. I have to make two remarks before I start. I do not work at Daybreak Games, so I don't have official statements or official announcements or official information, but just rumors, a lot of rumors and possible screenshots, you know, those things which are leaked, or I don't know yet how they come to me, or got my sources, you know. But I do not own any information or do not know anything. Most of this is just speculation, so just take it with a grain of salt, you know. And furthermore, you see some gameplay in the background. That's not Planetside Arena, that's me playing Planetside 2. And I know, I'm pretty much trash, but I'm pretty new at this game, so I'm still learning, so bear with me. I will try to improve, but okay, for now, let's go on with Planetside Arena. So, what about PlayStation 4? As you might know, Planetside 2 has got a PlayStation 4 release. And that's not that strange, because you might know that in 2012, Daybreak Games was actually known as Sony Online Entertainment SOE. So, Planetside 2 was actually released by SOE, Sony Online Entertainment, and it would be pretty strange if Sony Online Entertainment would not bring out their game on their platform, the best gamer platform, the PlayStation 4. Of course, as a PC Master Race person, I do not always agree with the PlayStation policies, but let's keep my opinion to the end of the video, please. I digress, let's go on. So, Sony Online Entertainment brought out the game in 2012, so they released it, and they also started working on a PlayStation 4 version. So at launch in 2012, it only was available for PC. So if you think about the past, you might think, okay, then wait a few years, and then after a few years, there will also be a PlayStation 4 release for this game, because that happened also in the past. But things are different. Like I said, Daybreak Games is not Sony Online Entertainment. They do not have to release a PlayStation 4 version. I think in the end, it's just a business decision. Will this PlayStation 4 release make more profit? And I think this is one big test for the company with this PC-only release right now. But before we start thinking negatively about this possible release on the PlayStation 4, I want to start with some positive notes. Why they should release a PlayStation 4 version, and why it should be a good business decision for Daybreak Games. Because I want to look at both sides. First of all, I've got some actually pretty convincing material which could prove that there is already a PS4 version in development. I was made aware of this fact by a screenshot posted on the Planetside Arena subreddit, which is, by the way, a really good platform if you want to discuss or see new stuff about this game. I was made aware of this by a Reddit user called WhatPassword, and he posted a screenshot with some pretty interesting thing on the bottom left corner. And you see this little circle, which is of course a button, the back button on the PlayStation 4 controller. That could mean two things. Point 1, they made controller support for Windows for this game. Or point 2, this game was already developed for the PlayStation 4, and they're still tweaking on some stuff, or they're still waiting for another release of this game. But I can't tell you a bit more about it. This is only a screenshot, and it can't mean everything, but it can't also mean nothing. So let's move on. I want to take a look at the current community on the PlayStation platform for Planetside 2. There is already a lot of people on the PlayStation platform who know the game Planetside 2, which might be interested in buying Planetside Arena for the PlayStation, because they're already in love with the franchise. So you would miss out on those people. And I don't know how big that community right now is, or how big the potential market is for PlayStation, but we can see that on the EU server for the PlayStation platform, the amount of peak players is still 415 on the Zero server, and on Janadin, the US server, the peak players amount is still 763. So that's still pretty positive, I would say. However, to be honest, if you look at the peak players in July 2015, those were around 6,000 for PlayStation 4 on the US servers alone. So it has gone down a lot, but all those people still know the game. They've maybe only played it once or twice, but they still know about this game and know about the Planetside 2 universe. So those are potential customers to buy this game, which will be $30 each, and maybe that will be enough, especially with the battle passes they could sell with this game. Only from the PS2 community on the PlayStation 4 right now. So those are potential customers. They will miss out without a PS4 version. Of course, not counting guys who also own a PC trying to purchase PS Arena on both platforms. Furthermore, if you do another release on a later date for the PlayStation 4 or even Xbox, I don't really care. If you do that, then you could get some more media attention like PUBG had with doing the separate Xbox launch or their separate PlayStation launch. So to get some more people in, or just from the attention getting from the media after that launch. Moreover, if the game tries to lure in more people from games like Fortnite with the Battle Royale or Call of Duty, or even Battlefield, those games are mostly played on the PlayStation platform. This is the biggest console, so if they really try to push that direction of Battle Royale, they could miss out on all those players who are really into this new game. And we saw the same with Islanders 9, who catered only PC platform and did not really build the momentum with all those platforms together maybe. So I'm not sure of this, of course, there's only speculation, but if Islanders 9 had PlayStation support, had Xbox support, maybe it would be a more complete game. I mean, if you look at Fortnite, they've got release on all platforms and it's big because it's playable everywhere and also cross-platform right now. And I don't say we need to merge PC and PlayStation 4 players to be cross-platform, because I think that's a bad idea, especially with that mouse aim and the console aim, but it is really fun if you want to play with your friends only having a PlayStation 4 or Wii U, or it's not a Wii U, it's a Switch right now, right? Yeah, it's a Switch. then it should be possible to do that, so you can play with all your friends, not only the other one guy you know from a far past owning a PlayStation 4. And I've got one final argument for having a PlayStation 4 launch after the release of the PC, and that's DirectX 11. We all know that the PS4 is getting a dated machine. It still uses an old AMD processor, which is pretty good at multitasking and multi-threading, but it isn't as strong as a modern day CPU with a lot of single core power, which is so needed for DirectX 9 game, which is really reliant on that single core power, which AMD can't really deliver, especially when you look at the other processors from, for example, Intel, which really do still work pretty well with one core. And you have to keep in mind that DirectX 11 is an architectural upgrade, working with multiple cores, with multiple threads, and it is so beneficial for a game on the PlayStation platform, which has got more cores but less single core power. So right now they all run on DirectX 9, and I don't know if the PlayStation 4 really runs that well with Planetside 2 right now, especially with the bigger fights. And they don't even got construction right, because they couldn't even get the frames up to the same speed as in the PlayStation or the PC platform. So they already started to think with the PlayStation 4, these are all limits and we can't really push them right now. And maybe with DirectX 11, they could get a sort of same version and also a sort of same development for those two separate games, because right now I see there's two separate games. The developers only play PC themselves, so they don't really know how to do this with the PlayStation 4 players, and I don't see the same problems as they do on a daily basis. So when you merge it into one sort of same production scheme and a sort of same development team even, then you could start to really benefit from both platforms, because if you try to improve one part on the PlayStation 4 or PC, the other part will also benefit from the same change, especially since I'm not the developer myself, but I've heard stories about PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One having a rather same architecture as the processors on the PC right now. It's not like in the PlayStation 3 or the Xbox 360, it's really different to program on, but right now it is a pretty similar idea and it's easier to port. So I think it's easier to do it from day-back games, and it won't cost them that much money to have two different games, or actually one game on two platforms. But that's it. I don't have any more arguments why they should do a PlayStation 4 release right now. I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about it, but I can't think about any more reasons. I do got some more reasons why they should not do a PS4 release right now. Like I said, first of all, we had this standing community right now on the PlayStation 4 platform, but it is rather small. I don't know if the current base of players is big enough to rectify a PlayStation 4 release. So then we need to think about attracting more players, and I think that's doable. Like I said already, you could attract more players from Fortnite. But then you have to think, okay, so we make this game, can we run it as fluently as, for example, Fortnite does? And okay, so we got DirectX 11 coming, and we know it is better with multi-threading tasks, and it could really improve the frame rates. But still, this PlayStation 4 is not the best machine. It really can stutter. I don't know if DirectX 11 is the golden grail. We really have to see that before we really could tell if it is that important of a change. I know Rel and other developers did a mic drop when they released this information, but I don't know if this is as important for the PlayStation 4 platform, if it is that much of an improvement which is needed for the platform as a PlayStation 4. And you could argument, okay, so you got the PlayStation 4 Pro right now, which is more modern, which has more possibilities to run like a PC, but you cannot and you may not release a game only for the PlayStation 4 Pro. You have to also think about people who only own a PlayStation 4, so you need to think about the lower spec tiers, and you can't do a PlayStation 4 Pro only release. And then it gets more difficult. Maybe you have seen already some rumors or some leaks about a possible PlayStation 5 coming in 2020 maybe. Those are still more rumors and more speculation, I know. But why should Daybreak think about, okay, so we got a PlayStation 5 coming, why should we still develop for this PlayStation 4, which is a proven worst platform right now? And I think Daybreak can't afford to make 2 more versions of the same game. So I don't think they can do both a PlayStation 4 release and a PlayStation 5. I think that's too much manpower needed right now, especially if you want to run the game as long as a lifespan as Planetside 2. So you need to have frequent updates, optimize the game, and when more features are updated, because Planetside Arena, like I said in my previous video, I'll link it by the way in the description down below. Daybreak Games wants to push out every season a new mode, and I think it's hard to do that across a lot of platforms. You need a lot of manpower, a lot of specialized knowledge and specialized abilities, and maybe even specialized software. And again, I'm not a PlayStation 4 developer, not a PC developer, but having multiple platforms won't make your job easier, that's for sure. Okay, then we move on to the next argument why they should not release a PlayStation 4 version. And I want to bring up the current player base on PC. And it's much bigger than the people who play on the PlayStation 4. And I don't know if it's because it's a shooter, because shooters do well on other platforms too, but I think because the open kind of game, which Planetside 2 currently is, does not really fit on a PlayStation 4. You don't have got MMOs like World of Warcraft or Guild Wars or RuneScape on the PlayStation platform, but you do have it on the PC. That's the MMO part of Planetside 2. And I have to make you aware that Planetside Arena will not be that MMO shooter. I don't think it will be. I think it will be more a traditional shooter like, again, Fortnite, PUBG, a lot of games, Battlefield, I don't know, a lot of games. But I think a lot of people still expect the sort of same MMO feel to the game, or think, okay, you need to have a clan or an outfit to do well in this game. And I don't know, but this is, I think, a feeling which might return from previous players, especially because on the PS4 they had also an outfit launch, but it was way too late. A lot of players already left the game and they had this launch, so you can make outfits on the PlayStation 4, but people who wanted to try that out had already left. So Planetside has got a reputation, and currently it is not the best on PlayStation 4 in my opinion. So Daybreak needs to work on that, and needs to do a lot of marketing, I think, to change that. Or have some big streamers active. A lot of streamers, like Dr. Disrespect, might bring this game back to life and bring more life into Planetside 2 even. However, a lot of big streamers are PC players. they mainly play on PC. And I know sometimes they try a console or they try to use something else, but the biggest streamers play on PC. So I think they attract also more PC players than people from the PlayStation 4 community. Then I want also to end with one final note, which is made by a PS4 player who sent an email to the podcast of the Derringer, because he is a member of Planetside 2 on the PS4. And he thought, okay, all the PC members, they get a free key to PS Arena. And why shouldn't I get a free key to PS Arena? He pointed out something pretty clearly, actually. I think if you had a membership, you had the same treatment. So you should get also a key to PS Arena. But of course, then you get the problem. Okay, you're a PlayStation 4 player. We don't have PS Arena for PlayStation 4. So you can't play the game, right? Or can you? That's a pretty big pickle for the customer service, I could imagine. But yeah, maybe that even actually means that, okay, they don't get a key right now, PS Arena, because you will get one on a later date for the PlayStation 4 version of PS Arena. It could go two ways, but currently I don't think that isn't even in the planning right now. So, PlayStation 4 players, members, bad luck for you guys. But those were my arguments why there shouldn't be a release for PlayStation 4. Those were the words we had, those were the arguments we had, those are the things we know, those are the speculations we can do. But what's my opinion about it? Okay, I'm a PC player. The first thing Daybreak Games need to do is release a game which is as good as they want it to be. I don't want a half release, I don't want an early access release, I want a good release of a good game. I don't need a lot of bugs, and if there are bugs, I want them to fixed and patched as soon as possible. Afterwards, after all those things are polished, are good, then in my opinion you can release a PlayStation 4 version or an Xbox version, or what I would even think is more likely, release a PlayStation 5 version and benefit from all those modern day hardware, because this is a new game. And why should it even run on the PlayStation 4, which is released in 2013, I guess, already 5 years ago? I think modern hardware with a prepaid game, you pay already $20 or €20 if you pre-order right now. The people who buy this game are already invested into the game, and maybe like it, for example, Battlefield 5. No, okay, so I need to have this beefy PC, or I need to have this new console to be able to run this pay-to-play game. Which is pretty obvious. I can't run Battlefield 5 on a potato PC, and I accept that. And I think also DICE or EA accept they don't get $60 or €60 from people with potato PCs. And people who play Battlefield 5 on a console, they accept a lower frame rate. They accept this and they accept that. I think that's the mindset we also is needed right now at Daybreak Games if they are thinking about the PlayStation 4 release. And again, I do not oppose a PlayStation 4 release, but I first and foremost want a good game on PC. Afterwards, you get your own release. I think it is very well possible, especially with the screenshots you guys seen. But first, this game needs to be good on PC, and then all the attention of all developers can go, I think, to a PlayStation release, which is cool. Because I think in the end, if you got a nice and good player base across all PC, all platforms, all consoles, you could get an amazing community. Daybreak Games can get a lot of money, and everybody's happy. And maybe we can even get a Planetside 3 release in a few years. Wouldn't that be great? I think nobody would mind that, would you? But for that, again, they need a lot of money, and I don't think the all lifetime membership access or all access memberships for lifetime for $300 will be enough to make Planetside 3. I don't think so. So they need more ways of monetization, and I think console release could help with that. But first, Daybreak Games, please make a good game. And that's it. That's my whole rant and all my opinion about this game, and I am getting tired. I'm getting tired. I want to play a bit more. If you guys got some more helpful tips for me playing Planetside 2, please let me know in the comments, please. And if you like the video, if you like the comments, if you like the ideas I had, or if you disagree with my ideas, please let me know in the comments down below. And let's have a discussion. I'll post it on Reddit, of course, and then I think we'll get more lively discussion. That would be pretty cool, right? So join us on Reddit, join us on this page, subscribe to me if you like it, and or dislike if you want to. And let's have a discussion about this. And then I will see you soon with some more content. Till then.